All right, well, with that, let's get started. So welcome to our Grow with GoGo series. Today is functional fitness. So that's our strength related class. So this class is mostly standing. We use some weights. If you need something a little chiller, yoga, seated, more relaxed class. Before we get moving, in addition to these free classes that you get with GoGo, just a reminder of what else you can get with your GoGo membership. You can access rides, meals, groceries, medication delivery, and home services. And you get all of that by calling one number. And that number is 855-464-6872. Also, a reminder that you have a referral code at the bottom of your GoGo receipts. So if you give that referral code to a friend, when they take their first or they use their first service with GoGo, you both get a $10 credit. We also have a Facebook group. So if you want to continue any of these conversations online or after class, you can go to our Facebook group, share photos, or just see what other people are posting there. And then with that, we'll get going. So if we have not met, I'm Adra. I teach the yoga and the functional fitness classes here at GoGo. All you need today is a chair and some weights. Again, we're mostly standing, but we might sit and use the chair for other things throughout our workout. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And so now you should be able to see me nice and big. If you don't see me nice and big, you're going to go to the top right-hand corner of your computer, and there's a button that says View. And if you pick View, you can pick Speaker View. If you want to see everybody else, then you can pick Gallery View, and then you can see other people's videos. If you do not have a light set of weights, so I have like these 3-pound weights, you could do 1 to 3 pounds. You could grab some water bottles, some cans, or just move through the motions without weights. So either is totally fine. Okay, and then hopefully everyone can see me. And if you can't, just throw it in the chat, or you can unmute yourself now and I'll help you out. Make sure that you're able to see. So putting the weights down, off to the side, out of the way for the moment. We're just gonna stand nice and tall. So planting those feet down. Let's inhale, circle the arms out to the side and up towards the ceiling. There's no rush if you're still getting settled. And then exhale, lower the hands down. We inhale, circle the arms out and up. And exhale, lower the arms down. Inhale, circle the arms out and up. Exhale, lower the hands down. Inhale, circle the arms out and up. And exhale, lowering the hands down. Let's bend those knees and lift the shoulders up towards your ears as you inhale. And then exhale, straighten the legs and lower the shoulders. Inhale, bend the knees, shoulders come up. Exhale, straighten the legs, shoulders go down. Keep going. And then letting those knees bend, shoulders go up, pause, hold there. Drop those shoulders, let them be nice and heavy. And then we inhale, open up the chest, reach the arms out to the side. So we're just warming up our spine here. And then exhale, round the back, bring the backs of the hands to touch, tuck your tail, drop your chin. So we inhale, stretch the front of the body, arms go out, back bend, tail goes back. And then exhale, round the back, curve your spine. A couple more times at your own pace. So don't worry about my speed or anybody else's. And then coming back to center, release those arms and begin to bend side to side. So you're reaching one arm down the leg and then the other arm down the leg, maybe noticing how far you go to one side compared to the other. And then back to center. Let's bring those fingertips to the shoulders and bend those knees a little bit. Try and keep your lower body still, and you're gonna just twist the upper body. So we're trying to find some of that rotation in the spine. And then coming back to center, release those arms. You're welcome to do this next exercise with weights or without weights. We're going into some squats. So if you want, you can grab your weights and have them in front of you. They're not very heavy, so it's not going to make a huge difference for your squats. So if you don't want to grab them, don't worry about it. Feet go a little wider than the shoulders. You can either have your feet parallel or turn your toes out. You decide what feels good today. You'll inhale, bend the knees, hips going back, chest stays tall. You decide how low you go, and then exhale, rise. Inhale as you bend the knees, exhale as you straighten. Keep going, follow your breath. You don't have to go all the way down. So if you have some knee stuff, maybe you just go a couple of inches and then back up. Move through a range that feels good and safe to your body. You decide how fast you go, how slow you go. If you take breaks, always listen to your body. Make this work for you. And the next time you're standing tall, go ahead and pause. You can move those feet back towards each other. And we're gonna go into some overhead presses. So here you might grab those weights if you don't have them. And you're gonna press those arms up to the ceiling and lower them back down. If you don't have weights, don't worry about it. Do it without weights. You might imagine that you're pushing your arms through something. So like you're moving through water, or you're moving through peanut butter or honey, something that has a little bit of resistance. Just sense how the motion is different when you create some of that resistance, especially if you don't have weights. And then go ahead and release, lower those arms for a moment. Taking a brief break. So now we're going to combine the squats with the overhead press. Again, you decide whether you use your weights or not. So setting those feet up again, wide, a little wider than the shoulders. You decide where your toes point. Just be intentional about it. Either the toes point forward or they point slightly out. Make it work for your body. You're going to bring those weights towards the shoulders and bend the knees. You decide how low you go. As you inhale, everything straightens, arms and legs. Exhale, bend the knees, elbows come down. Inhale, everything straightens. Exhale, everything bends. Keep going at your own pace. If your shoulders are getting tired, you can always alternate by just doing one arm up to the ceiling, coming down, and then doing the other arm. So you have options. And then go ahead and take a break. Coming up, shake it off. You can keep holding on to your weights or put them off to the side. We're gonna go into some side lunges. So you're gonna take those legs now wide. There may be anywhere from 2 to 3 feet apart, and allow your toes to point slightly out. Weights can be by your chest or just get rid of the weights if they're just in your way. You're going to bend one knee and let your hips go back. Torso can come forward. So one knee is bent, one leg is straight. You might feel a stretch here in your inner leg, that straight leg, and then come back up. And then bend the other knee, hips go back. One leg is straight, one leg is bent, and up. So keep going here. So we're bending one knee and then the other from this wide stance. Weights are by the chest if you want them. If your arms get tired but you want to keep holding the weights, you can just lower the arms down. Just a little different. Couple more. Even yourself out, so you've done the same right to left. And then bring yourself back to center. Bring those feet back towards each other. Okay, moving into our shoulders. This can be quite tricky, so if your weights start to feel heavy, you can do this without the weights. We're going to reach those arms out to the side and then bring them back down. Out to the side and back down. So keep going here. Up and down. Making sure that as you go down, there's control. So you're not just plopping those arms down, right? There's control on the way down, control on the way up. Jaw is relaxed, breath is nice and smooth. And go ahead and release, relax those arms. Back to those side lunges. So weights come in front of the chest or get rid of the weights. Feet go nice and wide. You decide how the toes point. Just try and make it symmetrical right to left. We bend one knee, hips go back. Chest can come forward and up. Then the other knee and straighten. Keep going. As you straighten your leg from that bent knee, push down into the entire foot to lift you up. So feel like you're pushing down to rise. And that grounding action, that pushing downward as you come up, should make you feel the backs of the legs, the glutes, maybe a little bit more. Try and keep your chest lifted so that the motion's really happening in the legs and not the torso. Couple more. Start to even yourself out. So you've done the same right to left. And then come back to center. Release the arms, bring those legs back towards each other. Repeating those arm raises. So holding those weights or not, arms go out towards a T position and back down with control. Try and keep your jaw relaxed. Your neck is pretty relaxed. We're working some shoulder muscles or deltoids. So those are those muscles right around here. Those kind of cuff, shoulder cuff muscles. Or cap sleeve, that's a better term. The cap sleeve muscles, the muscles that are covered by those small cap sleeves. Couple more. And then release, relax. Let me get a couple shoulder rolls one way and a couple shoulder rolls the other way. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and put our weights down. Don't put them on the chair because we're gonna sit on the chair. So just putting the weights up to the side on a table or on the ground. If you go on the ground, just make sure you can pick them back up safely. We're gonna sit towards the front edge of our chair. I'm gonna turn sideways so you can see you do not need to move. So sitting at the front edge of the chair so there's plenty of room behind you or space between your back and your backrest. You can cross your arms in front of the body. We're doing a hinge here at the hips. So it's the hip flexors and the core helping you out here. You'll inhale, lean back. Maybe you touch the backrest, maybe you don't. And then exhale, sit yourself back up. Inhale, leaning back. Exhale, lifting back up. Following your breath. Couple more. And then coming up and pause. I'm gonna move into a stretch to prepare for some lunges later. So you're gonna turn to one side. So I'm gonna turn so that my right leg is on the chair and my left leg is sort of off of it. So the right cheek and thigh are on the chair. You can hold on to the back of the chair or wherever you'd like. And you're gonna let your left leg go back behind you so that you're sort of in this lunge-like position or this 90-90 bend. So definitely feel free to hold on to your chair here for support. Depending on the length of the legs, your front foot might be just the toes down, or if it's possible, try and get the heel down as well. But if your leg is dangling because the chair's too high, just bring the toes down so you have something there. Now, we're trying to get this back thigh vertical. So my hip is directly above my left knee, and my torso is above it as well. Your back toes can be tucked or they can be pointed. It's up to you what feels more comfortable. You might already feel a stretch here in the front of this left thigh or back thigh. If you need more, I want you to play with your pelvis here. So you're gonna tuck your pelvis under, like you're taking your tail and tucking your tail between your legs, or bringing your pubic bone towards your belly button. So that motion of the pelvis, the tucking of the tail between the legs, should increase the stretch in the front of the thigh. The other thing you can do if you're not feeling enough thigh stretch is notice where your thigh is. If your knee is forward, you're not going to get as much stretch as if you get that knee back. So we're bringing that left knee back, we're holding onto the chair wherever it's comfortable, and then we're dropping the tail or tucking the tail to increase the stretch. 2 more breaths. And then relax. You can bring that left foot forward, and then you're going to turn yourself to face the other way on your chair. So now the left leg or left thigh and cheek are on the chair. Right leg's going to go back. So feeling free to hold on to the chair in whatever way you need. Left foot can be flat on the ground if possible. If it's not possible, just bring the toes down so you have something supporting you. Let your body really face that side. So watching that you're not turning your body to one side or the other, that you're really facing forward, or your toes are facing forward and your eyes and your torso are in that same direction. You're going to let that knee, that back knee, that right knee be directly behind or below the right hip. So don't let it come forward or you won't get stretched. So get that knee below the hip or slightly behind it. Back toes can be tucked or pointed. It's up to you. And then to get more stretch from here, you're thinking about tucking your tail. So dropping that tail between the legs or bringing your pubic bone towards your belly button, whatever cue works for you, to almost lengthen the low back and get more stretch in the front of this right hip and thigh. If it becomes too intense, you back off, you relax, and then you go back into it. All right, and then go ahead and relax, bring that right leg forward, and then go ahead and turn, sit back on the chair. We're gonna go to stand, and we're gonna add or use that motion in standing, that lunging like motion. So you don't need your weights right now, I'm just moving mine. You're going to stand so that you can have one hand on your chair. We'll do left hand on the chair or left hand on a wall or a table, just something to hold on to. I'm going sideways so you can see better. You do not need to be sideways. So left hand supporting you, chair, wall, table, something. Right foot goes forward, left foot goes back. That right foot is planted, so the whole foot is on the ground, the back heel is lifted, just like we were doing in the chair, except for here, we have to have those back toes under. So our feet are anywhere from 1 to 3 feet distance apart, just depends on the length of your legs. Back heel is off the ground. We're gonna bend both knees, just like we were doing, like we're going back in that same position we were in when we were sitting on the chair, and then straighten both legs. It's up to you how low you go. Bend the knees. Watch that that front knee is tracking straight forward, that it's not knocking in or out, that it's really following that direction of your foot. And then straighten. Bend and straighten. Keep going. If you start to feel comfortable, you can always let go of the chair or the table or the wall. Next time your knees are bent, pause, put your hand back on the chair if you've taken it off, and step forward. Back foot meets the front foot. Let's turn around. So other hand finds your chair. So right hand to your chair, table, wall, whatever's supporting you. Left foot goes forward, right foot steps back. Left foot is planted, so the whole foot is down. Right foot, it's just the toes and the ball of the foot. The heel is off of the ground. Feet are 1 to 3 feet apart, just depends on your legs. We bend both knees, so finding that position that we were in, that 90-90 bend. So both knees are bending 90-ish, right? You don't actually have to go all the way down degrees. And then straighten. We bend and straighten. Keep going. It's getting easy. You can always let go of the chair so that you're challenging your balance as you're working those legs. All right, and then placing your hand back to the chair, stepping forward, back foot meets the front. We're gonna come back to that exercise in a minute, but you're gonna go ahead and grab your weights. We'll do some arms in between. So we're gonna go into some hammer curls. So the palms are gonna face each other for this exercise. So it's just like a bicep curl, but the palms are facing in or the fingers are facing in. You're bending the elbows, hands come by the shoulders, and then lowering those arms down. You're trying to do this with control, and you're not moving those elbows so much. So those elbows stay pretty still as they bend and straighten. They're not swinging. So I'm showing you what not to do. We're not using momentum unless you must, because it's too hard to lift the arms. We want to keep those arms, those upper arms pretty still as you do these curls. All right, and then lower the arms, take a break. We're just gonna do one regular bicep curl so that you know what I'm talking about when we add on to our lunges. So you'll let your palms face forward, and then you're gonna bend the elbows, hands come towards the shoulders. So this is a bicep curl, and we can do a few extras. You're gonna do a few of these with our lunges. We're adding this to the lunges. You're going to relax those arms. Now you know what the bicep curl is. So that's the palms forward. You're going to keep holding the weight with the right hand. You're going to get rid of your left weight. So you have one free hand. So I have a weight in my right hand. My left hand finds the chair. My right foot steps forward. My left foot steps back. All 10 toes are facing forward. We're going back into those lunges. You're going to let that right palm face forward as well. We're going to bend the knees and bend the elbow. So you're doing a bicep curl and you're going down, bending those knees 90 degrees, and then straighten everything. We bend everything, we straighten everything. If it is too much to be adding both of these motions at once, just do one of them. If you need more, then you're letting go of the chair with your other hand. Be kind to your body, do what feels good, do what is safe. And then go ahead and pause. Hand back to your chair if you've lifted it. Step forward, back foot meets the front. We'll turn around and switch sides. So weight moves into the left hand. Right hand finds the chair or table or wall. Left foot steps forward, right foot steps back. So we're going back into that lunge. We're turning that left palm to face forward. So we're doing that traditional bicep curl with the palm forward or the fingers forward. We bend the knees and bend the elbow. Straighten the legs, straighten the arm. Bend and straighten. Again, if you want to do just one of these motions, not both, that's totally fine. Do what works for you today. All right, and let's take a break. Stepping forward, back foot meets the front. Shake it off. Let's put those weights down for a moment. And we're going to go into a hinging position, more as a setup for an arm workout that we're going to do in a minute here. So you're going to bend the knees a little bit, so kind of a little baby chair. All 10 toes face forward, and you're going to let your torso come forward as well. So you're letting your torso come forward and just let your arms rest. Notice your spine. So you're going to try and keep your spine nice and long. So there's no rounding in the back to get into this position. And then go ahead and rise. So it's like a deadlift. We've done these before. We're just going to do a few to get the feeling of that position. So the knees bend, hips go back, torso comes forward. And then rise. Let's do that a few more times. So bend the knees. We're finding motion here at the hip joint. So the pelvis is rolling over the thigh bones. The spine is staying still. And then coming up. One more. Down. And up. We're going to stay in that down position, but you're going to grab your weights to be in that down position. So grabbing your weights, we can do triceps from that down position. You're going to bend those knees, hips go back. We're going right into that same position we've already been in. You're going to bend your elbows so that the elbows are up towards the ceiling. Your upper arms are parallel-ish to the ground. Straighten the arms back behind you so your arms are parallel to the earth, and then bend. Straighten the arms behind you and bend. If your back gets tired, take a break, come up. If your arms get tired, maybe you alternate doing one arm and then the other. Back of the neck is long, so if possible, you're going to be looking down towards the ground. Spine is long. Knees are slightly bent, hips are back. Couple more breaths. All right, lower those arms, straighten those legs, come up, take a little break. Let's do a few shoulder rolls, one direction. And shoulder rolls the other way. We're gonna do that exercise one more time. So again, setting yourself up, you're bending those knees, hips are going back, spine is long. We bend the elbows so the elbows are up, the upper arms are parallel to the ground. We straighten and bend the elbows with control. So you might feel your back muscles working. You might feel a stretch in the backs of the leg. And of course, the backs of the arms are working. Maybe you feel those shoulders working also. And take a break coming up. You put those weights off to the side. And you're gonna find your chair for balance. You're just gonna hold on to it for balance. You can do one hand or both hands. I'm gonna put both hands on the chair. You can also go to your wall. You don't need to turn, you can keep facing me. You don't have to move position. I'm just moving so that you get a better visual. We're going to stand on a tightrope. So holding onto your chair, one hand or two hands, you're gonna step one foot. Let's do right foot first. Right foot in front of the left, like you're standing on a tightrope or a balance beam. Please feel free to keep holding on to the chair. If you need a little more challenge, maybe you're holding on with just one finger. One finger on both hands, maybe it's just your pinky on one hand. If that's fine, then maybe there's no hands. Once you feel steady and you want more challenge, and you can keep holding on, right? If you want more challenge, you're gonna turn your head to your right, like you're looking over your right shoulder. And then center, and turn your head to the left, like you're looking over that left shoulder. And center. Look up to the ceiling. And center. And look down to the ground. And center. You're gonna move your right ear towards your right shoulder. So you're getting a side stretch of the neck. The shoulders don't move. It's the head moving to the side. It's like you're cocking your head, like you're curious. And then back to center. Other ear to shoulder. Back to center. Find those hands back to the chair if you released your chair. And step your right foot back to meet the left. Switching sides. So now the left foot steps forward in front of the right, finding that balance beam, finding that tightrope. Feel free to keep holding on to the chair, or maybe you're holding on with one finger or hovering your hands. Find that balance looking straight ahead first. Then, when you're ready, add some challenge. Turn your head to the left, look over that left shoulder. And center, turn your head to the right. And center. Look up to the ceiling. Center. And look down to the ground. Center. Bring the left ear towards the left shoulder. The shoulders don't move, it's just your head moving. Center. Other ear. Center. Hands back to the chair. And step your left foot back. Ooh, let's shake it out. Let's give ourselves a quick stretch here. Let's keep the hands on the chair and walk yourself back so that you create an upside down L position. So the torso is moving parallel to the earth. Your legs are perpendicular to the ground, so the ankles are directly underneath the hips. Your arms can be straight, or you can have those elbows bent, forearms on the chair if that's more comfortable for your body. Just move in a range that feels good. So it's okay for your chest to be higher if your shoulders are tight. Couple of breaths here. And then lift your chest, walk yourself forward. Let's move into some heel raises. So you're gonna keep holding on to the chair. Your toes are gonna face forward. So we're gonna do parallel heel raises first. So all 10 toes face forward. You're gonna lift up onto those tippy toes and then come back down. Up and down. Keep going. If this feels easy for your balance, you can let go of the chair. Or maybe you just have one pinky on the chair. And then pause, take a little break. I'm gonna turn sideways so you can see my feet if you wanna see them. We're going into a V-like position. So you're gonna take the heels together and the toes slightly apart, like it's a small slice of pie or a small slice of pizza. So keep it pretty small. We're going into a slight turned out position. You're gonna try and keep your heels touching as we go into our heel raises again. So you're gonna lift up, heels are gonna try and stay touching, so you might not go quite as high, and then back down. Up and down. Notice what parts of the feet you push into when you rise and lower. See if you can push into the big toe mound of the ball of the foot. So it's towards more the middle part, not just the outer parts of the feet. Heels try and stay together as you rise and lower. Couple more. And then heels lower down. Let's stretch out our calves. We'll step the right foot back, left foot stays forward. You're gonna push that right heel down into the ground. All 10 toes face forward. We bend that front knee. The more you bend that front knee and move your body forward, the more stretch you're probably gonna feel in the calf of your back leg. So both feet fully planted, front knee is bent, back leg is straight, your torso is moving forward. It's almost like you're creating a diagonal line from the top of the head all the way down to the right leg to the right heel. And go ahead and step forward and we'll switch sides. So stepping your left foot back, all 10 toes face forward, back heel is down, bend the front knee. Torso can lean forward, keep pushing that left heel or that back heel down into the ground. All right, and then go ahead and step forward. Just one more big exercise. Might do it a few times. Go ahead and grab your weights. So we're gonna do the arm version, then we'll do the legs, and then we'll combine the arms and the legs, and then we'll be all set and done. So arms are gonna start out to your side. You're gonna circle the arms out to the side and then up towards the ceiling, and then arms are gonna come back down. This can be really hard. So if this is too heavy, get rid of the weights. It's not a circle straight out to the side, so you can see my arms are slightly forward. Just kinder on the shoulders that way. You can also do this with bent elbows, and that will make it easier. So you can have elbows bent the whole time. All right, so you find your adventure. Bent elbows, straight elbows, couple more. And then let the arms relax. You'll take your legs wide for a sumo squat. So toes are gonna point out, heels will be in. We're just gonna do a few with the arms relaxed. You're gonna bend those knees, sort of plie-like that. My torso's pretty upright. You can come forward a little bit, but keep it mostly upright and then straighten. So we bend the knees, torso can come slightly forward and up, but you're mostly upright with your torso as you bend and straighten those legs for this variation. All right, straighten those legs, pause. Now we're gonna combine the arms with the legs. So with the straight legs, arms are gonna be up towards the ceiling. This can be with the bent elbows or the straight elbows. And then as you bend your knees, arms lower down. We straighten the legs, arms go up. We bend the knees, arms come down. I'll show the bent elbow version as well. Couple more. And then go ahead and let that go. Put those weights down, shake it off. All right, let's go ahead and stand tall. Feel your spine long, feel even weight on your feet. We'll inhale, circle the arms out to the side and up towards the sky, no weights. Exhale, palms touch, hands move towards the chest, towards the heart. 2 more times. Inhale, arms circle out and up. Exhale, hands to the heart. 1 more time. Inhale, arms circle out and up. Exhale, palms touch, hands to the heart. Pause, take a moment to notice how your body feels. And then give yourself a round of applause. Awesome work, everybody. Great workout. Great to have you. Now's a nice time. If you want to see everybody, you can move to the gallery view and you can see our small group here today. If you have any questions about our class or our fitness classes in general, now's a good time to ask, or about a move that we did. If you have a GoGo specific question, the best thing to do is contact GoGo directly by just responding to the invite for this class. But now we have a couple of minutes. If you have any fitness questions or questions about class, you can unmute yourself or throw it in the chat. When's the next class? So every Wednesday we have class. On Wednesdays, we alternate, just like on Fridays, between functional fitness and yoga. And then you also have access every Friday. So every Wednesday and Friday, we have class. It's on Wednesdays, it's 9 a.m. Pacific, and on Fridays, it's 10 a.m. Pacific. You will get the recording. I'm seeing the question about the recording. The recording goes up on YouTube about a week after class happens. So you can always go back. You can also see the gallery of all of the other classes we've done. And I'm seeing the tightrope looks so easy, but it's not. Balance is really important. I love the workouts. Awesome. I'm so glad, Maureen, that you're enjoying the workouts. And yeah, the tightrope is hard. And then I'm seeing Julie say, I didn't do all the exercises as this was my first time. I'm so happy you're here. Welcome, first time here. You want to listen to your body. So it's absolutely okay to not do everything, to just do what feels good. And know that we have variety. So our functional fitness class is like this. The yoga class is mostly seated. It's a little slower, a little stretchier, so you can have that variety. All right, looks like everyone is popping off. So I will see you next week.